Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Foriam and in today's Minecraft Dungeons video, I will try to clarify some things about the new Apocalypse Plus. In the past days, I've seen one question popping up many times on both the Reddit, on the Discord, as well as in the YouTube comments. That was exactly this one. Reroll for rares. What is this all about? Well guys, today I'm going to explain this a little bit with all the knowledge I currently have of both dungeon crawlers and role-playing games. So what are we waiting for? Let's check it out straight away. Oh hey guys, it would be very much appreciated if you can hit that like button for a second. Actually a millisecond, because that is how long it actually takes. It takes me quite some time to make this video, so that would be very awesome. Oh yeah man, Apocalypse Plus. Where to begin? I've seen so much salt about this new difficulty cap on both Reddit and YouTube, but at the same time, I entirely agree. Currently, the Apocalypse level 7 plus 20 is a pretty hard difficulty, but at the same time, this is also what it was designed for. Many of you guys think like, oh, my build currently doesn't work, I have to follow the meta, I have to do this or I have to do that. Well guys, Apocalypse Plus 20 was made for a true challenge. So right now it is normal that we don't have the perfect build for it straight away. I am actually working on a build right now as we speak to make Apocalypse level 7 plus 20 a lot more doable. Anyways, that's what we're gonna talk about today, because that build will follow very soon. I will try to post it as quick as possible, but right now we are going to talk about the reroll for rares, which happens 4 times on the maximum Apocalypse difficulty. When we go to, for example, Apocalypse level 7 plus 15, you see that this one has a reroll for rares 3 times, then we go back a little bit 2 times, and then right here it goes to 1 time. So what exactly is this all about? You guys are probably wondering, where can I reroll for those rares? I even saw people claiming in the comments that this has to do something with the blacksmith. He will be able to upgrade your items even higher with those extra reroll chances. But guys, this is not at all related to each other, so remove it from your heads as quick as possible. So in order to explain this a little bit to you guys in an as easy way as possible, I made a visual representation of 20 speedruns I did on the Soggy Cave level. So you can see right here that every time I'm opening this Obsidian chest and I will constantly get random loot. Sometimes it's a green item or a rare, sometimes it's a unique, sometimes there's 2 of them. So pretty much every single time you will get some random loot, and this is exactly also how the dropping of items works in the game. Alright, so after 20 speedruns of Soggy Cave, this is all the data I collected. I will explain everything in a second, but first off, let's check out the loot table. So right here we have the gear drops, the gauntlets, then also the axe, daggers, cutlass, hunting bow, evocation rope, and then also the phantom armor. Then separately, there is also a chance that artifacts will drop. First off, we have the fishing rod, then also the lightning rod, the soul healer, the totem of regeneration, and the new beehive, which is also a pretty cool artifact. So in total we have 12 items in the loot table, which is 100% of all the items. Then we also have the evocation rope and the phantom armor, just 2 pieces of armor that consists of 16.7% of everything, then 4 melee weapons, 1 bow, and also 5 artifacts. So right here you can see some percentages that will also determine a little bit how frequently these items will drop. And this is all statistically, guys, this is not realistically, because sometimes you will get your hands on a lot of melee weapons, and of course sometimes you won't find any of them. But here is a little representation. So first off, I found a piece of armor, then a melee weapon, then a bow, then an artifact, which stands for T. So another bow, artifact, melee weapon, armor, armor, and then armor with an artifact, and then sometimes a unique item drop, which are all the yellow icons right here. And of course, every time there is a black square means that I only found 1 item in the Obsidian chest. And then we also have some numbers right here, the single drops, 11 single drops, so more than half of the time I only got my hands on 1 item. And then 9 of the 20 runs, which is of course 45%, I got my hands on 2 items. Then the armor dropped 20% of the time, and as you can see, it is pretty much the same right here. The melee drops 65%. That is a lot actually. Then also the artifacts, which are actually 41.7% of this entire loot. And yeah, that's a pretty nice representation right here. The bow dropped 3 times out of the 20, which is 15%. Right here it is a little bit lower. But in general, the more runs you will do, the more accurate these numbers will also represent each other. And because sometimes you will be able to get your hands on more than one item, we actually found 24 items in total, which is 100% of the time we get our hands on a rare item. And then of course 5 uniques dropped, which is 25% of the time. Sometimes you can get super lucky that it will be even higher, and sometimes after 20 runs you will find only just one or not even a single unique, which is pretty frustrating, but this is a little bit how the looting works. And yeah, we just talked about the Obsidian Chests, so not really mob or boss loot, but at the same time I think these two are related to each other. This could be a very much similar mechanic. So I also made a little sheet for boss drops. So let's say we kill a boss. It always has a 100% chance to drop an item, 70% chance to drop a rare, and 25% chance to drop a unique. So 3 times out of 4 statistically we will get your hands on a rare, and only 1 times out of 4 we will get a unique. So this means after doing 8 runs, we're first gonna have 1, 2, 3 rares to drop, then a unique, and then another 1, 2, 3 rares, and then a unique. So after 8 runs we should have 2 uniques statistically. But then when we include the reroll for rares mechanic, then the table will look a little bit differently. So every time when we kill a boss, we will still have a 100% chance of finding an item, of which 75% will be a rare and 25% will be a unique. So the table is a little bit the same, but also a little bit different, because right now not only statistically we will always get a rare right here, but this can actually have a reroll. So if the reroll succeeds, this will actually become a unique. Of course, if it fails, then it will try another roll. If that one fails, it will try another roll. If that one fails as well, then, well, yeah, you have 4 tries, and in total, if all these rolls fail, it will just become a green X, like you can see right here. But if one of these 4 rolls will happen, and let's say the rolling of unique, so maybe it will be 4 times 25% chance that you will be able to get a unique right here. So that is, of course, not 25% chance, but 4 times 25% chance. It is still not very high, but at the same time a little bit higher, so your chances of finding uniques will also be higher. So let's translate this information to mob drops right now. So let's say every mob you kill, every enemy has a 10% chance to drop a rare, which is pretty much 1 of the 10 times when you kill a mob, it will drop an item. So we've got 10 mobs right here. The first 9 mobs didn't drop anything, but then of course on number 10, statistically you will get your hands on a rare. But what happens if you have the reroll for rares 4 times? So right now, of course, we don't know if we are getting an item statistically, but on number 10, we are actually going to get an item. So every time when a mob dies, if it doesn't drop an item, it will do a reroll 4 times. So 4 times there will be a 10% chance, let's say, statistically, to drop an item. And if it actually does, you will be able to get, for example, maybe 3 or 4 items out of 10 kills. Maybe more, maybe less. It really depends on your luck in general. So I think that is exactly how this new mechanic works. Guys, let's be honest, I am not a programmer. I didn't make Minecraft Dungeons, so at the same time I could be a little bit wrong, but I think it will pretty much work like this. So the higher your apocalypse difficulty will be, of course also the higher your chances will be to find rares. And the exact term rares is also a little bit difficult for me, because do they actually mean rare items, so items that don't happen frequently as a drop, or do they mean exactly the rare type of item? Because this Gong of Weakening, for example, is a common item. It would be stupid if we couldn't get our hands on more common item drops. Then, of course, we have the rare right here. So does it mean that we have to specifically exactly focus on finding rares, or is a unique also a rare item? So right now we don't have a 100% clear answer, but at the same time I can definitely tell you guys that the higher your apocalypse level difficulty is, the more you will be rewarded as well. This is exactly what they said some time ago. So the higher you play, the more chances you will have of finding awesome new loot. Also, Minecraft Dungeons is a pretty fresh, pretty new game to the market. This dungeon crawler only exists for a couple months right now, but I am almost certain that their reroll mechanic will be very much similar like the ones which we can find on, for example, Diablo and also Torchlight, which are very popular dungeon crawlers that have been there on the market for many, many years. I've actually spent a fair amount of time playing those dungeon crawlers as well, and if we can believe those mechanics, all I can say, guys, is that the higher your difficulty will be, the more you will be rewarded as well. That is exactly what dungeon crawlers were designed for. So, you guys know exactly what to do right now. Get on the highest Apocalypse Plus difficulty as possible, which is doable for you, of course, and then just keep farming for those uniques. At the same time, definitely think of the efficiency. For example, if you're running on Apocalypse level 7 plus 20 and this takes you, let's say, 10 minutes, it won't be as efficient as doing it on level 15, for example, because this will allow you to do it, let's say, every 3 minutes, so the chances of finding those rares will be a lot higher, because the reroll for rares on this one is already pretty decent. And as always, I just want you guys to have fun playing the game. So just relax on a lower Apocalypse difficulty, work your way up to the higher levels, and then at a certain point you will be able to tackle the maximum difficulty levels for sure. Just enjoy the game, you have all the time in the world, there is no deadline on getting your hands on the best gear. What is actually the best gear? Every single player, every person plays the game, they want to play it. Everybody likes to promote their own build and saying like, hey, I have the best weapon in the game. Well guys, there is no such thing. All the weapons and armor are designed for different situations in the game. So just have a mix of different ones and enjoy whatever you play. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It would be very much appreciated if you can hit that like button for a second, and of course leave a comment down below about your thoughts of the reroll for rares mechanic. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't hesitate to subscribe, because everything I make is entirely free, and of course I try to compile it in as short videos as possible, so it would be very awesome to have you aboard. Right now it is 4 AM out, time to make a new video. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.